What's up, Canfield Nation? YSN Live, the home of the Canfield Cardinals football 2020, with our first player profile sponsored by Coca's Pizza. And Coca's Pizza is a proud sponsor of Canfield football. They will have the football game Friday night against Notre Dame Cathedral Latin at 7 o'clock, and hop on over, get some food, and watch hopefully another Canfield win. First player profile joined by senior Ethen Fletcher. First of all, Ethen, thanks for joining the show.
Yeah, glad to be here.
All right, let's jump into this. First question I guess I have for you. You go into your senior year, correct? You come off of a junior year. You guys had a good year, but not where you wanted to be. You're in the weight room. The pandemic hits, and then now it begins. Does Ethen Fletcher and the rest of the seniors of Canfield football team get to have a senior season? Talk about that a little bit.
I mean, throughout the whole offseason, we were just kind of hoping and praying that we'd have our senior season. And we were just doing everything that we could control, not going into large gatherings and wearing masks when we go places and stuff. And just keeping high hopes. Our coaches preach that, and that's what we kind of stuck to throughout the whole quarantine thing. Getting workouts when we could, and, Yeah,
make the best of the situation for sure. With Ethen Fletcher, quarterback for the Canfield Cardinals. First player profile for the Canfield Cardinals, sponsored by Coca's Pizza. All right, let's introduce Canfield Nation to Ethen Fletcher. Talk about your family a little bit. Talk about some of the things you like to do off the field. And I know they're probably your biggest support. So get a little shout out to the family before we dive into some football.
Yeah, so my mom, Michelle, dad, Derek, and my sister, Emerson, they're at every game. They don't miss a game. They're always there for me whenever I need to play catch with somebody or, ride to practice, doing the laundry, little things like that go unnoticed. They're always there for me.
Derek Fletcher, if I remember correctly, it was an outstanding football player. I want to say for Austintown Fitch, correct?
Yeah, he played Fitch, quarterback.
And he was a very good wrestler, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he wrestled at Slippery Rock University.
Okay, so good genes in the Fletcher family. A good shout out by you. I know they're proud of what you do. All right, so we jump into the season now. Practice starts. You're a senior. Things began to become a go. How exciting was that for you and your football team to see the practice finally starting and the green light to start football?
It was awesome. Just getting out there every day. Not sure if we're going to have a season. And then the governor coming out and saying that we're a go. There was no feeling like it. And then even all the way up to the game, we were still kind of nervous because if somebody popped up with COVID or whatever. So right when we ran out of the tunnel for that game, it was a feeling like no other. Just knowing that we get to play one last season with our brothers.
Well, that's good to hear. With Ethen Fletcher, quarterback for the Canfield Cardinals, player profile for Canfield, sponsored by Coca's Pizza. He will have the game Friday night at 7 o'clock at Coca's Pizza for the fans that unfortunately will not be able to get tickets. My next question for you, Ethen, talk about that a little bit. How different was that because I know you guys get a huge turnout for home games. You get a big student section. How different was that feeling that football game Thursday night?
I mean, for me, I don't really notice everything while I'm in the heat of the moment in the game and stuff. But before the game, it was very quiet compared to usual. The band's not allowed to play as much as they usually do, and the student section isn't there, which makes it a lot more quiet. But it's nice just to have at least some people in the stands, like our family and some of our friends are allowed to come. So it's nice.
Well, let's dive into the game. Last Thursday night at Canfield Stadium, Howland Tigers come to town. A good rivalry. You guys have had the upper hand. The ball's on the tee. You play defense too?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if you started offensive or defense. What did you guys start on? Offense?
We started on defense.
Okay, so let's go to that. The ball's on the tee. What's the feeling for Ethen Fletcher and that whole Canfield football team when the ball is kicked off and now you're in that huddle for that first defensive snap? Talk about that a little bit for Canfield fans that don't get to experience that situation.
Just pure adrenaline, just so much excitement and just getting hyped right before the first play. Just making sure, but within the confines, just making sure we do our responsibilities, but we're still getting excited right before the play.
Sure. I talked with Coach Pav last week. I will talk again with him after you. Coach Hurdley's the defensive coordinator.
Oh, yeah.
Coach Hurdley was a outstanding football player. And I tell Coach Pav this all the time. Your defense at Canfield every year is solid. When I look at scores, Ethen, if I see like someone scoring more than 12 points against the Canfield Cardinals, that is hard to believe because that defense is that solid. Talk about Coach Hurdley and some of the guys on defense that get you guys going.
Coach Hurley, like at practice, he'll bring a lot of excitement. He'll get us fired up right before we go out, and even before games, he'll get us really excited. And like I feel like he does a really good job getting our guys ready for the games. Just making sure everybody knows what their assignments are and doing their responsibilities.
Well, another great defensive performance by the Canfield Cardinals. Now we'll jump into offense. A little bit of a slow start offensively.
Oh, yeah.
I know Coach Pav said some younger bodies on the offensive line. Brock is a sophomore quarterback sharing time with you. It's a great dual threat for the both of you, from what I understand. You're the runner. He throws it a little more. Talk about the slow start on offense, and then you guys picked it up nicely. You had a huge run for that touchdown to get things going.
Typical first game, we just kept shooting ourselves in the foot, fumbles, penalties, just typical first game. But after we got those corrected, we started rolling a little bit.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah, I know you had a scrimmage. You had some injuries. I know Coach Pav says you lost a running back, I believe he said.
Senior running back, Tony Panunzio.
Your backup quarterback, Chris, is out
Jackson.
for the year. Brock, how has that been with Brock? Talk about that a little bit. I'm sure he looks up to you as a senior, learns some things off of you. It's nice to have different styles. Plus, you play defense, too, so it's got to be a nice break for you every now and then.
Yeah, it's been awesome with Brock, just rotating with him. He brings a lot to the table with his running ability, his passing ability, and just, like, being able to get, like, breaks here and there with me and him because we both go both ways. So it's nice to get off the field sometimes with and let him get in.
That's funny you say that. And nobody wants to come off the field, but it is always nice to get that break.
Yeah, it's a little breather.
So, again, an outstanding win. Coach picked you as the player of the game. We're proud to have you on YSN's first player profile, sponsored by Coca's Pizza, and they do a great job promoting Canfield. I guess for you, my next question, YSN Live gets to stream the games. We're awful proud of that. We'll be able to video all your games. How was that for you? I mean, how was it for maybe some of your family members that had a chance to just watch it that can't get into the games, and some relatives and students? Maybe talk about the experience of playing in live stream games.
Well, I know I have family in Pennsylvania that can't make it to a lot of my games because they're really far away and the traveling's hard. And they were all streaming it. There's like
that's good to hear.
10 to 20 of them that were over there in Pennsylvania streaming the game, texting my parents saying, "Oh, we're watching the game right now. This is awesome." So, it's nice for them to be able to see me play.
Well, that's good to hear. DJ, there you go. The Fletcher family is all in on the YSN Canfield
they love
pay-per-views. We will have it again, Canfield fans. YSNlive.com/Canfield. We'll have it Notre Dame Cathedral Latin Friday night at 7 o'clock. They go for victory number 2. Ethen, talk about – I know Notre Dame Cathedral Latin is always a good football team. They're always in the playoffs. They're hard-nosed. They play a tough schedule. Your thoughts on them coming up into this game?
Well, last year they got the better of us. We lost 34-0 last year to them. So definitely we're coming for revenge this year. We've been just doing the little details right at practice that we might not have done as well last year, and just fine-tuning, just getting better from last week and improving.
All right, so correct me now. I remember watching them play when my son played at Urson. I want to say offensively, more of a wing T style. Is that correct? A little.
Yeah, they do a lot of reads and trays and right out of the backfield of the wing.
Okay, so how hard is that for you as for your defense? Is it a big change from maybe the Holland game to this one? Big drastic change? I know Holland liked to run the ball, so not much difference.
Yeah, not much of a change. Just reading keys, watching guys pull and stuff. Nothing
offensively,
major.
What can the Canfield fans expect to see the Cardinals want to do on offense? I'm sure you want to continue that ground control offense and pound away with the football.
Yep, our offense goes as our offensive line goes. If they're having a good night, we're going to keep running it, and we'll throw it a little bit too. We'll see.
Well, that's all right. You don't want to give too much away.
No, I don't want to give too much away.
That's all right. But with Ethen Fletcher, player profile sponsored by Coca's Pizza, they will play the Notre Dame Cathedral Latin Friday night at 7 o'clock at Canfield Stadium. You can watch it if you don't have a ticket, ysnlive.com/Canfield. All right, here's a question for you. We'll get into rapid fire after this, and there's no wrong answer in rapid fire, but you've played a lot of sports. You're a senior. Ethen Fletcher's biggest role model in sports.
Definitely my dad.
Okay, that's a great
Yeah.
answer. I know he's supportive. I know he gets to a lot of games, and it's always nice to have uh, dad checking you out in the stands. I know they're proud of you. So great answer there. Another shout out to your mom and dad that I'm sure are happy to see you and all those seniors have a senior season.
Yeah.
So that's good to hear. But all right, you ready? We'll play a little rapid fire.
Yep.
These are simple ones. All right, let's go. Ethen Fletcher's favorite color Gatorade.
Oh, I'll probably have to go with just the classic yellow.
A classic yellow. That's a good answer. All right, let's go. Ethen's favorite teacher at Canfield High School.
Oh, put me on the spot there.
I'm putting you on the spot.
Favorite teacher. I'll probably have to go with Coach. He's also my coach for wrestling, Coach Pitts.
Okay, good answer. Coach Pitts, he teaches what?
He taught me in AP World History.
All right, so shout out to Coach AP History. Shout out to that. All right, favorite college football team?
Ohio State.
Yeah, that's a shame that there's no Ohio State football. But hopefully they pick this up, that it's coming back. All right, favorite pro football team?
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, Ethen.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Steelers are good. Hey, you cannot go wrong with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm a Browns fan, so
sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it is sorry to hear that. That's a good answer on your part. All right. With Ethen Fletcher, we're doing a little rapid fire player profile sponsored by Coca's Pizza. Ethen's hype music pregame.
Very wide variety.
Okay.
But, maybe some old rock and roll or some new style rap. Whatever I'm feeling that night, I guess.
And that's not a good answer. It's always good to have something different.
Yeah,
for sure. All right, let's end it with you're a senior. The way Ethen Fletcher and the rest of this senior group wants to go out in this 2020 football season.
Just playing every game like it's our last, because you never know when it'll be our last.
We
might get shut down whenever. So just going out there every game and just leaving it all out there on the field.
Well, you know what? That's a great answer, and I'm gonna get with you a little bit on that before we end this. How hard is that? Knowing like you're at home tonight, practice tomorrow, you could get told that's it. I know it's hard for us with what we do. How hard is that on this football team and all the kids playing fall sports at Canfield? I shouldn't just say football, because there's a lot of kids that volleyball and soccer that put in a lot of time, the cheerleaders, the band. That has to be hard daily to have that in the back of your mind. Yeah,
it's hard just not knowing if we're going to have a practice the next day. We try to do everything we can at practice, wearing masks in the facility and hand sanitizing here and there, just doing what we can do. We can't control what other teams do throughout the season. Just knowing that we're doing our part gives us hope.
Well, Ethen, it's been a pleasure to do the player profile with you. I know you represent Canfield High School very well. Your parents support you very well. We'll have the game on ysnlive.com/Canfield at 7:00. We wish you, coaches, and the rest of the football team the best of luck Friday night. Let's go get win number 2 and keep doing what you're doing, and maybe we'll talk again as the season goes on. All righty?
Sounds good.
All right. Thanks for having us. All right.